losing against Guatemala to begin their first round. So they'll look to bounce back again and see what they can do here tonight as we get going in just a matter of moments. Guatemala, Costa Rica, starting 11 when we return.
Damas y caballeros, hemos de la bienvenida nacionales de Costa Rica y Guatemala para el partido de estadio sub-20 Concacaf 2023. Damas y caballeros, nos pondremos de pie y escucharemos las notas del himno nacional de la selección de Costa Rica. Las notas del himno nacional de la selección de Guatemala.
Guatemala.
Moments away from opening kick between Costa Rica and Guatemala, and what a 90 minutes we have ahead here in Group F from Estadio Nacional de Football in Managua, Nicaragua. You look at both these two teams looking to get into that top and final spot right now. Costa Rica at top with the 9 points. Meanwhile, right behind them, Guatemala in that second position with 6 points. Costa Rica, their starting 11, pretty much what we've seen from the get-go for Costa Rica. In goal, Genesis Perez, she will have the armband tonight. Saray Benavides, Sarah Ramirez, Tanisha Fonseca, Sheikah Scott, Samira Roper, Alexa Herrera, Jocelyn Brasino, Priscilla Rodriguez, Ashley Gonzalez, and Jimena Jimenez. The coach is Patricia Aguilar. Meanwhile, our officials today, Marianne Leon will be our center referee. Our first and second assistant referees will be Jessica Morales and Nikisha Gage. And our fourth official tonight is Priscilla Perez. There you see the captains coming together. Genesis Perez for Costa Rica. On the other side, it is Jamiri Mavet, the captain of Guatemala. Guatemala looking to close out strong. You look at coming off 2 clean sheets. Meanwhile, Costa Rica allowing their first goal in that win against Nicaragua. They had shut out their previous 2 teams in Belize and St. Lucia. As we take a look now at Guatemala's starting 11, Andrea Quinones, she's been the key factor for those last 2 key sheets between the sticks. Flor Perla, Juliana Reynoso, Jamiri Mavet, Karen Gonzalez, Pizzala Contreras, Paula Amaya, Waleska Franco, Zamina Godoy, Brianna Valenzuela, and Wendy Chalamet are the starting 11 for head coach Gloria Aguilar. Guatemala, you look at what they've done. The first 2 games they scored 3. Their first game they lost 3-1. Second game 3 goals with the shutout, and then they shut out St. Lucia by a score of 5-0. In that game, Waleska Franco with a brace. We'll see how they respond here against Costa Rica, as they did not play on Friday. Their last game was Wednesday, so they are well rested. Costa Rica on the 2 days break. Costa Rica tonight in the all-white kits, and Guatemala in the all-blue kits. Look at this Guatemala side led by Flor Perla with 2 goals, as well as Franco with 2 goals. On the other side, it's Alexa Herrera who has 7, and then Sheikah Scott who has 6. And we are underway from Estadio Nacional de Football in Managua, Nicaragua. Group F action between Costa Rica and Guatemala. Josh Toll with you. And we'll see how Guatemala comes out and presses Costa Rica. They had issues going against Nicaragua when they were getting bodies into the space in shoulder-shoulder action. We'll see if Guatemala tries to play right on the heels of Costa Rica. When you give Costa Rica space, you lean back, you play in a low block, that just allows them to pick apart the defense. So we'll see what kind of action they bring out here to begin this game. Bracino will play this all the way back to Perez. Perez is going to send it over to Benavides. Benavides has also worn the captain's armband for Costa Rica, as Las Ticas looks for that 4th victory. They have won every game. They began with a 13-0 shutout against Belize, then the clean sheet against St. Lucia by a score of 9-0, and then the tough one against Nicaragua by the score of 2-1. Guatemala, meanwhile, 3-1 loss against Nicaragua. Then they won 3-0 against Belize, then 5-0 against St. Lucia. This is going to be one back here by Valenzuela. Valenzuela pushing up the field. She's going to hand it over. Now played out wide. Intercepted, though, on the play by Las Ticas. Franco will relay it back. Good movement here by Guatemala as Valenzuela approaches midfield. Knocked off the ball by Scott. Scott, she's going to be a pass. She'll go box to box in that midfield. Really the creator of this offense between her and Alexa Herrera. Those are the 2 main goal scorers, and those are the 2 players that always have the ball at their feet in the attacking third. Benavides will play it over to Bracino. Bracino with one of the best goals here in Concacaf qualification play. You're talking about a goal that was scored 45 yards out. So probably one of the longest shot balls that went through. Diagonal ball. Good job there cutting up by Ashley Gonzalez, but can't control. Comes all the way back to Benavides. Benavides will play it over Brasino. This ball played out, but knotted down by Guatemala. Guatemala now once again getting across midfield, tripped up from behind. That's going to be our first foul of the game, going against Las Ticas. Jimenez with the foul. There you can see clearly clips Karen Gonzalez. Karen Gonzalez, 2 goals. Scored against St. Lucia as well in the loss against Nicaragua. Samina Godoy setting up with the right foot. Just on the edge of the circle sits the ball. Godoy drives it. Headed. Great pass there by Godoy. Finding the head of Waleska Franco. But Franco could not challenge Genesis Perez. Perez had a Monteverde Academy. Will play it out to Brasino. Brasino's club team. Dimas Zazu. As it's given over to Jimenez. Costa Rica, they will be patient with the ball. They're not going to force anything. Here's Ashley Gonzalez. Wanted to cut it across, but denied there by the captain, Mavette. Canada beating El Salvador yesterday. They clinched Group A, so just finality here in Group F tonight as Costa Rica, large goal differential. They have 24 goals in total. Not another team in Group F has more than 9, and that team that does have 9 is this Guatemala side. In fact, Costa Rica, the 3rd most goals scored in Concacaf qualification play. The top team, Canada, with a whopping 40. In Panama with 29. Both those teams have clinched their groups. At the only 2 games left here tonight, this first one, and then later on, 9 p.m., Nicaragua will host St. Lucia. So the home country gets to close out the night. They've had great crowds here throughout, not just for their games, but for these other games as well. It's been great to see the fans in attendance in all these groups. Look at coming in to this qualification. 27 teams originally vying for position into qualification May 24th through June 3rd to join the U.S. and Mexico. 5 of those teams we do know for sure are moving on. Canada in Group A, Panama in Group B. Group C sees the Dominican Republic move on. Group D, Puerto Rico advances. Group E sees Jamaica move on. So it comes down tonight for Costa Rica. Costa Rica, a slow start here against Guatemala, much like we saw against Nicaragua. Another foul here against Costa Rica. You see, now that these countries have tape on one another, they know how to attack, how to defend. Saw that pay off dividends for Costa Rica and Nicaragua, and right now working out in favor of Guatemala. Looked like Costa Rica was going to just go through everyone with ease. Not the case. Godoy at midfield. Chance here on the edge. Perla, square ball. Brasino clears it away. Perla does have 2 goals for Guatemala. With her and Karen Gonzalez as well as Waleska Franco, all with 2 scores. Of course, Franco the brace in the win against St. Lucia. Another throw here for Wendy Schmale. She's going to have to back up. Always trying to sneak up, get a couple extra yards. Can't blame a player for trying. Ramirez will just shepherd this ball out of play, and it'll be a goal kick for Perez. Rodriguez will play it back to midfield. Benavides plays it over to Brasino. Guatemala really in that mid block. Not as low as we've seen other teams play against Costa Rica. Amaya unable to do anything with it. Jimenez. Costa Rica, they are not afraid to use both channels to move up. And then they'll also go up the spine. This ball is knotted away right there by Reynoso. Franco trying to loot traffic, able to squeeze through two defenders. Reynoso boots it, but right to Roper. Brasino charges up. Diagonal ball to the outside. Herrera. Offside flag is up. Herrera had plenty of opportunities against Nicaragua, but unable to score in that game, as there you can see slightly offside. So she's looking to bounce back with a big game. Herrera leading Costa Rica with 7 goals. Right behind her, Sheikha Scott. Scott with 6 in total. Look at Belize. Herrera had 4 goals, and then against St. Lucia, she had the hat trick. Brasino, long ball for Scott. Up to scoop this as Quinones. That's the thing we've seen keepers get more smart about, is better command coming up to the top of the box, trying to eliminate the 1v1 opportunities and give these attackers for Costa Rica breakaways. Smart play right there by Quinones. Perla had a goal against Belize as this ball pinballs around, and Brasino will just simply play it out past the touchline. Contreras pops it up, headed up. Bicycle kick right there, comment on the play. Good effort there by Karen Gonzalez. Great ball in, but this ball needs to be headed on target by Franco. Still, you like the effort there by Karen Gonzalez. Might have been better to dump that back to Franco to see if she can get a shot on target. Don't always need to go for the spectacular. Sometimes you just need to make the correct play, pass it out. Especially when your back is towards goal, you want to be able to face up towards the mouth of the goal, or at least be able to find a player. Yes, it's always great to have those highlight reel scores, but a game like this, you got to be absolutely precise with whatever you do, whether it's shooting or passing the ball. Clearance there by Guatemala's Jameer McVet. But this is where Costa Rica is so dangerous. This attacking third, setting up plays, whether it's just at the corners of the 18 or just going in and having a cross come in, and the ability to score from long range or create opportunities in the area. Good job there defensively by Guatemala, eliminating that chance for Las Ticas. Blue and white give it right back to Las Ticas. Las Ticas senior team last time made it to the World Cup in 2015. And of course, you look at what these teams are vying for here in this women's U20 qualification is a chance to move on to the championship. And if you're one of the top 3 teams in the championship, you move on to next year's U20 FIFA World Cup. Scott will drop it back. Chipped in, no one ahead. Roper was the nearest target for Costa Rica. Rodriguez played it out, but no one there for Las Ticas, and now having a track back is Benavides. Now to Ashley Gonzalez. Sheikha Scott will relay it back.
Sammy, venga a pedirla. Sammy, venga a pedirla. Samita.
This ball played near side. Scott dropped to the ground, and our first free kick opportunity coming here in a dangerous position for Las Ticas. Scott doing a good job bringing the ball back outside, and then you can see tripped up from behind by Reynoso. The majority of these players see their national team members, their senior national teams, play locally with clubs around, whether it's Guatemala or Costa Rica. Of course, Costa Rica have a couple players that have played professionally throughout the world. Shirley Cruz and Rocky Rodriguez of the Portland Thorns come to mind first. Cruz spent some time in the NWSL playing with OL Reign. Also played with OL in France. Ramirez sets to send it in. It's a goal for a lot of these young women to play professionally, whether it's in their own country or overseas. First goal, getting right now. Roper, ball loose. First goal, though, hoping to advance to the U20 FIFA World Cup, and that'll be after the championship. Again, the championship will be held May 27th through June 3rd. And that will be in the Dominican Republic. Roper offside. Rodriguez. Here's Ashley Gonzalez. Tipped down by Valenzuela of Guatemala. Blue and white doing a solid job of keeping Costa Rica away from being a threat here in the final third. They've had opportunities, but no shots on target yet for either side. Roper crossing. Best ball after that shot right there by Roper came on a long ball over the top, but coming up to scoop the ball at the top of the 18. was Andrea Quinones. Herrera. Quiet night for her so far. We'll see if she can get more involved here in the attack. Herrera crossing. Herrera can do it with both feet, the left and the right. Used to seeing her play on that right wing, where she'll get the ball on her left feet and left foot and try to drive it in on target. Cannot have unforced errors against Costa Rica. They will make you pay. Scott, Gonzalez. Vet, unable to clear it by Gonzalez. Here's Scott. Scott dispossessed, but wins it back. Gonzalez into the 6. Benavides. Brincino. Jump there by Brincino, stretching that right leg out before that pass could get to Karen Gonzalez. Otherwise, Karen Gonzalez has the whole right side of the field to work with. Offside flag up against Costa Rica. Tanisha Fonseca, the offside player there. She has 2 goals here in group play, just barely past the shoulder. Look at the Solano goal last game for Costa Rica. It was Fonseca that fanned on the original attempt. Maybe she gets her foot to it. Possibly could have a goal or possibly deflects it out of play and could change the whole look of the game if she does. But things worked out for Marian Solano and Costa Rica on that goal. The assist by Sheikha Scott. Gonzalez. Gonzalez, good foot race there between her and Benavides, but Benavides winning that battle. Then Costa Rica, they give it right back to Guatemala. See what the blue and white can draw up here on that careless giveaway. Mention how you can't give away the ball at Costa Rica. Same thing goes for Guatemala. They're not about quantity, they're about quality when it comes to their shots. Meanwhile, for Costa Rica, it's really a mix and match for quality and quantity. It's hard to believe that. Look at this, started last Friday, qualification did. Hard to believe it's come to an end. Great last week of action. It's been great from start to finish. Seen solid games, seen some dominant performance as well as some tight ones. A little bit of everything here in group play, and that's all you can ask for. You have to think championships just to be revved up even more, May 24th through June 3rd in the Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic, you look at them advancing. Country that's well known for its baseball and its football. Beautiful destination to get out to for championship play. Benavides. Costa Rica, they've been controlling the possession. Sent out by Mavet. Scott there for Costa Rica and gives it right back to Guatemala. Valenzuela playing it down the line. Just mentioned how Costa Rica is dominating the possession in this game, but Guatemala doing a great job not allowing any shots on frame. Just played up the channel by Perla, and she's able to get to the ball first. Cuts it in now. Gonzalez. Oh, Perla would have been offside there. Roper will hand it over. Thread ball by Fonseca. Scott, good job once again by Quinones going up to the top of the 18. So many times we see keepers not want to go to that 18. Maybe it's because they're afraid to make the challenge. They don't know if they're going to have to scoop it or kick it away. But Quinones being very clear on what she wants to do, being very assertive back there between the sticks. Last thing you can do is retreat and let Scott get to that ball to give herself plenty of room to work with in that 18-yard box. Scott has room to roam. She'll make you pay. We've seen her chip a goal over, and that was in the win against Nicaragua. We've seen her score from distance as we get to our cooling break. But right now, Guatemala doing a fantastic job eliminating the number of opportunities that Costa Rica has. For Costa Rica, though, right now really making Guatemala play in their defensive third. Guatemala, they made a couple of charges into the attacking third, but nothing to show for it as yet, as they have yet to be any kind of threat there for the keeper, Genesis Perez. It's been a quiet evening for her to begin. The goal differential so big for Costa Rica, they don't necessarily need a score in this game. They just cannot fall to Guatemala. That's the biggest thing. Guatemala's lone loss coming to Nicaragua, the team that Costa Rica beat last. Both these sides beat Belize and St. Lucia handily. Some final instructions here from both our coaches, and Patricia Aguilar of Costa Rica and Gloria Aguilar of Guatemala. There you see Patricia Aguilar. Some final words of encouragement. Guatemala heading back to the pitch. Costa Rica following suit. Here's Ashley Gonzalez. Fonseca, Rodriguez, give and go. Rodriguez not on the same page. Also Scott on a delayed run there, but still forcing the clear out by Mavette. Here's Scott. Great first touch right there from Scott, bringing that high ball down. That's the thing in group play that we've seen. Great first touch from a lot of these players. You'll see a lot of them with the ball just tethered at their feet. And of course you have the players that love it when it's in space where they can use their speed to their advantage and then cut into the 18. Scott with a dummy ball, but trips over her own feet. Hopefully nothing more there for Scott as she went tumbling down. And you had a foul by Fonseca. Scott popped up. Just slips as she loses her footing. Reynoso will send it away. Franco. "30 minutes in, scoreless here at Estadio Nacional de Football in Managua, Nicaragua, between Costa Rica and Guatemala. Josh Toll with you here for this closing evening. We'll have the host side to close out the night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Nicaragua taking on St. Lucia. Horns will be blazing tonight. Franco in the circle. Scott, Roper. Gonzalez on the overlap. That's where Roper goes. Mavette will usher this out. If you had to say a keeper's been challenged, I guess you could say it's been Andre Quinones in this game. No shots, but she has been the one that's had to come up and make a couple of scoops at the top of the 18, denying chances for Costa Rica to get a opportunity in the area as now Guatemala moves up the field. Gonna have to find a way to break down this midfield and back line of Costa Rica. Midfield's so strong, and then the back line is even stronger. Perla. So we're going to have our first substitution of the game. So Scott is going to come off. Miriam Solano in. So Scott maybe on that slip is the reason she's coming off. Early sub. Miriam Solano, who had that game-winning goal on Friday, will now check in. So you take off one of your premier playmakers in Scott and bring on Solano. We'll see how that changes things in the attacking third. Here's Solano getting her first touch, and I'll play it off of her. A little bit more than 10 minutes remains here in the opening half. Costa Rica, in terms of this Group F, the clear team with the most goals, 24. Guatemala in second with 9. As now we'll have a substitution. It looks like we're going to have a pair of subs on the other side for Guatemala. Off will come Maleska Franco. Dina Polanco will come on. Polanco had a goal in the game against Belize. Sarasota in. Off will go Juliano Reynoso. You see with Solano in now. She's on that left channel. Meanwhile, that moves Herrera over to the right flank. Herrera. Benavides into the circle in Bracino. Bracino will play it out wide. Solano couldn't handle that pass. Guatemala trying to move numbers forward, give the ball right back, and nearly won it back. Herrera is going to be fouled on the play. This foul's going to go against Dina Polanco, who just checked in. Polanco in high school here. Here you see, gets the left leg out and just up-ends Herrera. Bracino, dangerous from distance with that left foot. She can strike from here. Gonzalez. Bracino. This pass intercepted here by Polanco, who just subbed on. See what Guatemala can do with the nice ball, but Bracino right there. Looking at strike was Gonzalez. If that ball gets to her foot, she has great speed. She might be able to burst by Bracino. You can see Bracino frustrated knowing that she had more time. Didn't necessarily need to play that out past the touchline. Some very smart players here on both sides. They know when they make a mistake. Always a learning moment. Mavette wins the ball back for Guatemala. Confidence starting to turn in favor of the blue and white here. As we have another foul, and this is going to go against Costa Rica's Tanisha Fonseca. Fonseca plays her club soccer at Sporting FC. Fonseca with a pair of goals so far here in qualification. She's looking to add to her total. But right now it's up to Godoy in Guatemala. Well, Godoy is going to back off. So Paula Amaya will come up. Amaya with a goal against Belize. Amaya. Polanco offside. Seeing a couple of header attempts by Guatemala there in the area where they just popped the ball up in the air. Even though Polanco's offside, we saw this happen earlier where they popped the ball straight up instead of getting on that horizontal line. More direct on target. See if they can make that adjustment in the area on those loop balls in. Ashley Gonzalez. Gonzalez able to get around the first defender in the sub Sarasota. Foul here once again. This will be against Soto. Where I wanted to play quickly as Soto's going to have to back off. Gonzalez, square ball to the top of the area now. Perla wanted to find Gonzalez. Gonzalez in the channel. Looping ball. Quinones there. Roper able to come up for Costa Rica, but Quinones once again getting the ball on the backside. He had Solano too, and that was pretty much how she scored in the last game. Rodriguez to Solano, cuts in. Solano weaves through one, weaves through two. Soto for Gonzalez. Gonzalez crossing. Solano boots it over the crossbar. That's one that she needs to tuck in. Solano getting under this beautiful ball across. Find the right of Solano. Pops it up into the air. It's one of those ones she had the right side of the goal open, but the way that her foot was turned was the only way to go was trying to roof it, and just got two underneath the shot attempt. That's what we like to see, especially on those balls across. If you can get your foot a little bit flatter and angle it down for a bounce and try to hop it over the keeper, really hop it into the corner in that case. Give yourself a chance for a line drive. Vet arguing the foul. You can argue and argue. You're never going to win, though. Here's Sarah Ramirez. A little bit under 3 minutes remains here in the opening 45. Scoreless between Costa Rica and Guatemala. See what Ramirez elects to do here. She's going to drive it on goal. Quinones. Quinones spills that. She has Herrera there. She has Roper. Make sure that she's the only one that can get to that ball. Guatemala still trying to find that first shot on target. Final 2 games tonight here in Group F. The first one here between Costa Rica and Guatemala, followed up at 9 p.m. Eastern between Nicaragua and St. Lucia. Herrera setting up. Herrera going for goal. 2 minutes of stoppage time added on. Stick around, we'll have highlights here at halftime. This ball flicked up. Jimenez. Brasino. Benavides plays it into the circle. Jimenez will give it right back. Rodriguez. Want to find Solano. Perla widens her run. Contreras. Polanco. Good build up here for Guatemala. Soto back to Polanco. Out to Soto. Can't you get to the ball first, or will Gonzalez beat her to it? Gonzalez does a great job shielding off Guatemala and preventing Soto from getting to the end line. It's great thought process there by Polanco. You have to think, Gonzalez is not there. Soto's going to get to that ball in the end line. Here's Solano switching sides now. She was working on the left wing, now on the right. So Costa Rica here in the dying moments of the first half, switching things up. See if they can get a spark here late. Gonzalez wins the ball back for Las Ticas. Slots it over for Solano. Solano works away the opposite side for Herrera. Herrera brings it back to her right. And there is the whistle to end the first half play. A good first half between both these countries as we will go to the locker room. Costa Rica 0, Guatemala 0. Highlights when we return. Solid first half here between Costa Rica and Guatemala. You look at this Group F action from Estadio Nacional de Football in Managua, Nicaragua. Josh Toll with you as both teams had opportunities, but neither one to get a real true chance as of yet. As we get set here for the second half, you wonder if space might open up here between these two teams. For Guatemala, they're going to want to be more aggressive, see if they can find space to work with. They've been good a couple times in the build-up, solid on their passing. Costa Rica has been the better of the two in terms of possessing the ball. They've had more shot attempts in this game, but nothing really on target as of yet. First of two games here in Group F, the closer tonight. The home country, Nicaragua, will be facing off against St. Lucia. That'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern. Just waiting for our go-ahead from Miriam Leon. Back underway here as we begin the second half in Managua, Nicaragua, the capital city of Nicaragua. And Costa Rica wins the ball back right away. Here's Solano. She came on as a sub in the first half for Chica Scott. Solano had the game-winning goal against Nicaragua. Look at how good defensively Guatemala has been today, just like they were in the last two games. Did not allow a goal, and that has been the same here for at least the first 45 minutes. We'll see what happens in the second 45. Costa Rica in their toughest game and the 2-1 win over Nicaragua. And Guatemala doing just the same here tonight, making things difficult for Las Ticas. Las Ticas blew away their first two opponents in Belize and St. Lucia. And it's been a much different story here in these last couple of contests. Offside flag is up. Meanwhile, for Guatemala, they started off slow with their loss against Nicaragua by a score of 3-1. Just barely offside there is Alexa Herrera. Then they come back and they win their next two by a score of 3-0 over Belize and then 5-0 over St. Lucia. And right now have kept Las Ticas scoreless. Final day here in qualification. Groups A through E have already been decided. Group A was decided last night with a dominant performance by Canada over El Salvador by a score of 9-1. They won every game. They scored 40 goals, just allowed 1 goal total, which is just remarkable. Meanwhile, Panama took Group B. Dominican Republic took Group C. Group D went in favor of Puerto Rico. Jamaica won Group E, and now just waiting to finalize Group F here. Costa Rica, though, you look at what they've done, 24 goals for. Guatemala has 9, and right behind them, Nicaragua with 7. Costa Rica has also, like Canada, just allowed 1 goal. Coming into the evening, Costa Rica, the third most goals scored. It was Canada, number 1 with 40. Panama, second with 29. So chance here, if Costa Rica goes off, they could surpass Panama. Okay, coming into this qualification, 27 teams vying for a spot in the championship, which will be held May 24th through June 3rd in the Dominican Republic. Mexico and U.S. awaiting the 6 members, and we know those 5, which we just talked about. So now just waiting for the final one. Persino, a diagonal ball, Solano. Solano gets to the ball first. Played in on an arcing ball by Ramirez, and once again, Quinones going up. Roper was making that difficult, though, right there in the hands of Quinones. Roper has a couple more inches, too, on Quinones. Quinones, though, doing the good thing there, the smart thing, going up, getting that ball at its highest point, not allowing that ball to come down where she has to grab it underhand like a scoop. Goes and grabs it out of the air cleanly. Here's Jimenez looking for Roper. And first corner of the game for either side. We've seen Costa Rica score on corner kicks throughout group play. Sarah Ramirez will look to send this ball in. Brasino, as well as Roper, a big target. Solano there, right in front of Quinones. Now she'll run over towards the corner. Ball in, Quinones punches it out, and we'll redo. Good job there by Quinones, clearing that away. Herrera, one of those players on the near post. Other player that was near was Benavides. Second try. Headed up. No danger that time for Guatemala. And the blue and white will move it up the field. Chance here maybe on the counter. One back immediately by Rodriguez. Priscilla Rodriguez, she's done a great job here in that holding midfield spot through the course of these 4 games. She's really been that connector between her and the back line. And here she is. Gives it away. Gonzalez at midfield, crossing. Benavides on her hip. Gonzalez looking to fly by Benavides. Gonzalez fell over the ball there. Good no call. Brasino. That ball chopped out there by Contreras, but unable to control possession. Gonzalez looking for Roper. Rodriguez inside, Gonzalez. Valenzuela will give it to Quinones, and she'll play it out. Polanco, who subbed in the first half. Guatemala used 2 subs in the first half. Sarah Soto and Dina Polanco coming on. It was Reynoso and Waleska Franco that went off for Guatemala. Just the 1 sub so far for Costa Rica. That also taking place in the first half. Sheikha Scott coming off. Marianne Solano coming on. Herrera, nice threaded ball through. Gonzalez back to Herrera. Left-footed ball for a Roper. Herrera. Brasino. Pass intended for a Flor Perla. It was behind. Aztecas looking to take advantage of their opportunity as they have a few subs warming up on the side. We'll see who comes in as a sub at some point in this game, as they have 4 remaining. 3 remaining, meanwhile, for Guatemala. Jimenez plays it out. Costa Rica, they've done this throughout qualification, move side to side. Polanco. Amaya. Wanted to find Polanco, couldn't reach her. Soto also there on the left wing. Soto does now connect with Polanco, and she's looking up to link up on the near side. Perla. Herrera back. So Herrera playing deep. We're now really sliding back into the midfield, and Roper taking over in that traditional 9. And then on the forwards, on the wings, you have Gonzalez really bombing up from that back spot where she was playing left back. And Solano. Beautiful chance now for Guatemala. Gonzalez gets it by, and Gonzalez gets Guatemala on the scoreboard first. Excitement for Guatemala as they get on the board in the 55th minute. Karen Gonzalez does it once again. Scored against Nicaragua, and here breaks through that back line, slots it in the left corner. And you can see the excitement building for Guatemala, now having Costa Rica on their back heels. How does Las Ticas respond? They've looked flat today. Had opportunities, but nothing in terms of real challenges. Costa Rica, we've seen them score 13 goals in one game, 9 goals in another. And in these last 2, they have been absolutely quiet. Let's see if Alexa Herrera tries to take over this game. Herrera leading the way with 7 goals as she looks to cross, back post ball. Solano battling for position. And we'll have a handball against Costa Rica. You look at Chica Scott also out already. Second leading scorer for Costa Rica. She had 6 goals coming into the game. Polanco. Gonzalez, the goal scorer, playing with confidence. Perla. Back to Gonzalez. Herrera wins the ball back for Costa Rica. Might we see a change in the top of the table here this evening? Guatemala currently second in the standings, as this is intended for Roper. They have 6 points. Costa Rica at top with 9 points. But you look at Group A, like Group F, they have 1 extra team. So there you have the extra game. That's why we're playing this one here on Sunday. Head-to-head would give Guatemala the advantage over Costa Rica. This ball back post. Quinones able to knock it away. Quinones able to knock that away. Offside flag was up against Herrera. Then you also look at Nicaragua in that 3rd spot with 6 points. They have the head-to-head advantage over Guatemala. So things could get really interesting tonight. Nicaragua open with a 3-1 win over Guatemala. Roper. Gonzalez. Pass intended for Quetzal Contreras. Approaching the 60th minute. Guatemala with a 1-0 lead. Last goal coming by Kieran Gonzalez in the 55th minute. Gonzalez scored in the loss to Nicaragua and then in the win against St. Lucia. And tonight, she now leads Guatemala in scoring with 3 goals as we have 2 players looking to sub on here for Costa Rica. So Veronica Madrida will come in for Roper. And Luciana Gonzalez in for Jimena Jimenez. Look at this group. What could come in handy for Costa Rica is that goal differential. That could play a huge factor ultimately in the final standings of Group F. 24 goals for. They've now just allowed 2 goals. Nice little scoop pass here. Margarita. Ramirez. Herrera. Solano. Rodriguez. Back to Solano. Gets by one defender. Kicked out. It was just a mistouch there by Fonseca. Gonzalez. Now brought to the near side by Rodriguez. Ramirez will play it down the line. Margarita. This is Veronica. We also have Monica on the team as well. Veronica gets through 2 defenders, has a little space to work with, and good job coming over defensively there by Contreras to play it across the end line. Corner coming for Las Ticas. One defender, nutmeg past the second defender, and then Contreras able to shield off Margarita. Ramirez, another corner try, 3rd of the night. Punched away. Quinones slow to get up. She has been terrific throughout qualification play. Let's see where we can see where she is injured. We had a couple players in there. Fonseca, one of them flying in for Costa Rica. See her holding her stomach, so hopefully just a wind knocked down, nothing more. So you're looking at this, we could see very much a 3-way tie going into the final game between Nicaragua and St. Lucia tonight. There you see it. It looks like you see Fonseca come flying in, but it looked like it was Chamale that backside, maybe elbow, even got the stomach there in the collision. Fonseca was up high, Chamale was down low. But Quinones is up, she's tough. Last thing you want to do is see a goalkeeper change here with the way that Quinones has been playing. If this game was in hand, maybe a different story, and then you can take her out. But it is not, as it is just separated by 1 goal. That lone goal coming from Karen Gonzalez. Great play by Margarita, getting to the ball first, just stepping in the passing lane. To the top of the area, Gonzalez! Just near that ball to dip. Luciana Gonzalez, one of the subs. She does have a goal here in qualification as well. A couple balls going over the crossbar here this evening on both sides. Margarita in the channel. Ramirez just lost that to her foot, but played out by Guatemala's Chamale. Rodriguez and Gonzalez not on the same page. Maybe that was a run by Margarita, but she couldn't get to the ball. But either way, Costa Rica controlling possession. Here's Herrera as she's tripped up. Margarita wanted to dummy that through. Benavides. Seen Benavides wear the captain's armband as well. Long range shot right to Quinones. Nearly spilled that. Able to cover it up though. Fonseca was right there coming on late. And now Guatemala with some careless giveaways. Last thing you want to do is just give the ball to Costa Rica. And if they can make you pay, they will. Guatemala's lone goal by Karen Gonzalez. She was able to just time her run through the back line, getting through Benavides as well as Brasino to get the opening goal back in the 54th minute. Brasino. Soto for Gonzalez. Gonzalez working her way towards the touchline. Pressure by Benavides, who wins the ball back. No, we're going to have a whistle against Benavides. Gonzalez, the player down, now cramping up. So hopefully this will loosen up quickly for Gonzalez. 3 goals in total she has scored. She's now scored in back-to-back games. Forget after this game, 9 p.m. Eastern, Nicaragua, the host country, taking on St. Lucia. Managua doing a great job hosting these games here at Estadio Nacional de Football. I have to love when you get to play under the lights in front of your home country fans. Costa Rica looking to get back into this one, as this is also the first time they have ever trailed in a game here in qualification play this week. They have led in every game. You go back to the last game against Nicaragua, it was the only time they led a team back into a contest. So we've never seen Costa Rica trail. It's always great when you're the hunter, but what happens when you're the hunted? Things have very much reversed here for Costa Rica. If you look at the matchups before for both these sides, and really go side to side against the countries. For Costa Rica, won 13-0 against Belize. For Guatemala, it was just a 3-0 win. Then against St. Lucia, it was a 9-0 win for Costa Rica. For Guatemala, it was just a 5-0 win. Nicaragua, though, that is the game that Guatemala lost 3-1. Meanwhile, Costa Rica against Nicaragua, they won that one. It was a tight one, 2-1. Gonzalez looking for maybe a second. Benavides back. Gonzalez curling. Shot right at Perez on the near post. See what Costa Rica can do here. You see, it's really just Karen Gonzalez up. Everyone else back for Guatemala. Not fully parking the bus. Ramirez to the top of the area, repelled away. Rodriguez. Benavides charging up. Brasino, she can strike from long range, and she's going to give it a go. Just letting some time melt off the clock. Every little bit helps. You look at the substitutions. We have 2 remaining for Costa Rica. Meanwhile, we have 3 remaining for Guatemala, and Karen Gonzalez down once again. She's signaling to sub off. And while you look at the team's leading scorer asking to be subbed off, you have to think this injury is serious enough. She's done a good job timing her runs on the back line. Has a lone goal in this game coming in the 55th minute. And so now what does Gloria Aguilar do? She already has her decision made. It was a quick one. So Karen Gonzalez off. Zarvilaga on. And off will go the goal scorer and Karen Gonzalez. There's that goal that she scored in the 55th minute. Nice ball through. Splits the defenders. Trying to get back was Benavides. Brasino also trailing on that. Great time ball. And all Karen Gonzalez had to do is slot it to the back post. Nothing Perez could do there. So Karen Gonzalez's night in group play will come to an end here. With her team up 1-0. As we are now in the cooling break. So some instructions here from Gloria Aguilar as well as Patricia Aguilar of Costa Rica. Just a little bit more than 15 minutes remains. Costa Rica hoping to avoid their lone loss. 3 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses coming into tonight's game. Meanwhile, for Guatemala, 2 wins, 0 draws, and 1 loss. So Arvelaga will now head onto the field. Both teams have used 3 subs. Benavides, Gonzalez, Encino. Costa Rica's going to have to get more aggressive. They're going to have to get creative. Flick back. This could be that opportunity. We know about the athleticism and the speed of Costa Rica. But do they have enough ability on the ball? You think of Herrera, the first person that comes to mind, then on the field right now, the other one would be Veronica Margarita. Both those players are very good with the ball at their feet. See what they can do to create some passing lanes, try to open things up here in the final third. Guatemala Zamaya will send it towards midfield. Solano. Herrera. Herrera takes the ball away from Rodriguez. Looking for Solano. Finds her outside the area. Back post ball. Oh, and that goes into the corner. And Matarrita has the first goal and the tying goal for Costa Rica. Beautiful ball across by Solano. And Matarrita with the header finishes for Las Ticas. Herrera plays out Solano with the left foot coming across. And Matarrita beats her defender to the post and slots it by Quinones. This is going to be a great angle here. There you see the ball come in. Matarrita just fighting for possession. Gets by Brianna Valenzuela. And Las Ticas has knotted it up in the 75th minute. So Solano with the game-winning goal and the win against Nicaragua. Now, she has a tying assist here tonight to Veronica Matarrita. We saw Guatemala playing back a little bit more, playing defensively. Let's see if they try to push up, but you also look at with the injury and now the absence of Karen Gonzalez. What can Arvalaga do up front for Guatemala? Costa Rica looking to win Group F and advance to the championship May 24th through June 3rd in the Dominican Republic. And we have another player down for Guatemala. And it is Valenzuela. Right now being stretched out, you hope that's all it is a cramp. Both sides have used 3 substitutions. Valenzuela was the player that was beat to that ball by Matarrita. We saw Karen Gonzalez leave just moments ago due to what looked like a leg injury. Here it's on the clearance. She just goes down to the ground. Herrera was beside her, but Herrera didn't do anything. You just see her fall to the ground. So hopefully nothing serious for Valenzuela as she's carted off to the far side of the field. Again, you go back to goal differential, how much that plays a factor coming in. 25 goals for now for Costa Rica. They've just allowed the 2. Guatemala, they've scored 10 goals, but they've allowed 4. And then Nicaragua, who plays there on tonight, 7 goals for, but they've allowed 5. So goal differentials of 22. Is the biggest reason that Costa Rica could come up with a win and top of Group F. You never know, Nicaragua could absolutely destroy St. Lucia, and that could be something that decides. But being the most goals that's been scored in a game here in Group F has been 13 by Costa Rica. That's going to be a tough one. Not to say it can't be done. Costa Rica could put it all away, though, with a win. And now we'll get a substitution. off will be Contreras. Rosemary Zepp will come on. And then we'll have another substitution, and Kenya Vargas. And Valenzuela, who's off with the injury. Crossing ball, Quinones there. And that near post for Costa Rica was Tanisha Fonseca, who does have 2 goals. Fonseca playing inside, but unable to connect with Solano. Gonzalez, Rodriguez, Herrera scoreless here the last 2 games. Here's Veronica Margarita, who has the tying goal in this game, dispossessed by Vargas. Margarita. Ramirez. Fonseca, nice way by Solano to get by. Oh, wanted Gonzalez. Gonzalez was wide open at that 6. If that ball gets to Gonzalez, that might be the 2nd goal that Costa Rica needs to put this game away. Fonseca looks like now is going to sub off. Daria Dinarte in. Also coming in will be Brittany Vasquez. So Ramirez off. Fonseca also off for Costa Rica. Both sides have used all their substitutions. Solano, near post. Sent away by Mavet, and Solano can't keep it in play. Margarita. Gonzalez. Sino. A little bit more than 5 minutes remains as we are tied up 1 apiece. Karen Gonzalez for Guatemala got the first goal in the 55th minute. Then Costa Rica would respond 20 minutes later with a goal from Veronica Margarita, assisted by Solano. And That is where we stand. Win your group, and you move on to the championship, joining U.S. and Mexico, May 24th through June 3rd. We know 5 other countries that are already there. Those 5 countries being Canada, Panama, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and Jamaica. Here's Sarasota, a couple sevens going at it as Margarita wins the ball back. Las Ticas hoping to cement themselves atop of Group F. And of course, we have one more game to close out the night. Nicaragua taking on St. Lucia at 9 p.m. Herrera. Slip ball, Solano. All ball. There's Mavet going down to the ground. Herrera. Herrera long range. Just not enough pace behind that shot by Herrera, and it looked like it was curling wide anyway. The lone goal for both these keepers. You can't really fault them. Margarita on a flying header on the pass by Solano, and a beautiful ball sent forward. And it's pretty much 1v1 for Karen Gonzalez against Perez of Costa Rica. Gonzalez just slotted it to the back post. First time in this whole qualification that Costa Rica has trailed. That was a first. Now they're looking for a late win. We got a late winning goal in their last game against Nicaragua by Solano. Solano does have an assist on the Margarita goal, and here she is for Margarita once again. Here's Luciana Gonzalez. Vet heads it back, and this allows Quinones to grab the ball. Question is, how much time will be added on? We had a couple of injuries. We'll see how much that will add on, and then of course you look at the goal scores. And on a few more seconds. Costa Rica, while they would like the win, to for sure make sure that they win Group F, goal differential will be huge for them. Mishandle here, and Costa Rica unable to take advantage. There's Dinarte there. Oh, nice little shovel pass here to Solano. Solano to right foot, back post ball. Oh, what a goal for Solano! And she might have back-to-back game-winning goals for Costa Rica. Well, now you talk about a pretty goal. You're not going to see many prettier than this. Look at Solano, bring it to right, curling in, back post, beautiful strike, and that might just put the game away for Costa Rica and give themselves the Group F top spot. Marian Solano in the 89th minute. Talk about clutch. Solano right there, a goal and an assist tonight. You go back to the last game against Nicaragua, it was Shika Scott. She had a goal and assist. Solano assisting on the Veronica Margarita goal, and then a beautiful strike with the right foot. Guatemala knows they need a charge up. They need a goal. They need to find an equalizer. Costa Rica, if they can just possess the ball, they will take Group F. They would end perfect. 4 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses. Solano.
Damas y caballeros, su atención por favor. Se agregará al menos 4 puntos a segunda victoria.
So now 4 minutes added on. That is huge for Guatemala. Be a little bit more worried if it was down to 2 or less. But here, maybe a chance for Herrera. No, couldn't handle the pass. If Herrera gets that shot off, maybe puts it away. Dinarte will lay it back. It's Polanco, the player down for Guatemala. Guatemala's had a few players battle injuries tonight. You look at Karen Gonzalez, who had the opening goal in this game back in the 55th minute. She headed off with an injury. Then Valenzuela, a little bit more than 20 minutes later, also headed off on an injury in about the 76th, 77th minute. Andrea Quinones, great game tonight for Guatemala. You look at the 2 goals, which we'll show you during the highlights after this game. You'll want to stick around for those, the highlights and the standings here in Group F. But she very much kept her country in this game. Perez doing the same thing on the other side for Costa Rica. Solano goes inside. Rodriguez. Dinarte. Gonzalez, this is Ashley. We also have Luciana Gonzalez, who just kicked the ball back to midfield. Right now, Costa Rica not forcing anything, looking to just control possession. First 2 games for Las Ticas were absolute blowouts, 13-0 and then 9-0. Last 2 have been tight ones, 2-1 in both of those games. Herrera overruns the ball. Pavet, Vargas takes a deflection. Here's Ashley Gonzalez. Margarita. This ball cleared only as far as Vasquez. Chance for Herrera. Herrera fouled on the play. Let's see. The foul against Costa Rica. Oh, there was an offside flag up. Vargas. Guatemala needs to move the ball up the field. They need to find a way to get a challenge on goal. Costa Rica looks just to play this one out and let the time run down, and they will sit atop of Group F and move on to the championship. And Costa Rica moves on to the championship as they remain perfect in Group F in a gutsy win over Guatemala. It wasn't pretty, it wasn't easy, but Las Ticas gets the victory by a score of 2-1. Goals by Margarita and Solano help advance Costa Rica. Highlights when we return. What a 90 minutes we just saw between Costa Rica and Guatemala. Looked like for sure this game was going to end 1-1, but Costa Rica had other thoughts. As we take a look back here at the 90 minutes of action here, here's a great chance by Karen Gonzalez on the bicycle try, but loops it out of play. But Gonzalez, she would be the main person in attacking form for Guatemala tonight. Here, a nice little threaded ball intended for Scott, but Quinones going right up to the top of the 18 for the easy scoop. This ball driven in, and no one ahead there for Costa Rica as Quinones just falls on top of the ball. Nice ball there by the center back, Insure Benavides. Her and Brasino were excellent tonight, but you look at both sides, giving it their all. A chance once again for Costa Rica, and once again smothered by Quinones here. Solano, what looked like a goal. Wide open chance, pops it over the crossbar. This ball delivered in, and Quinones with a commanding presence in that box for Guatemala this evening. That would end the first 45 minutes. We would go to the break scoreless between Costa Rica and Guatemala. And then the second half would begin, and it wouldn't be long for Guatemala to get things going. Here you would have a great ball in. Roper trying to shield off Quinones. Quinones, so grabbing the ball out of the air. And here you have a corner punched away by Quinones. Again, very dominant, very assertive. Here a beautiful ball up by Godoy, finding Gonzalez. Gonzalez going to the left, going to the back post for the opening goal. And Guatemala would be the first to score, that coming in the 55th minute. Confidence boost right there for Guatemala as they were looking to steal 3 points against Costa Rica. The Las Ticas would not be shut out for long. Guatemala, you can see the excitement, you can see that they were pumped for that goal. This ball driven in, Herrera though offside. Another good stop by Quinones. Here Gonzalez pushing up once again, this time trying to curl it in on that near post, but Perez able to see it all the way through. Solano would cross this ball over, and it'd be Veronica Margarita, flying header in. That goal coming in the 75th minute. Nice ball over by Solano. And then a terrific header. Look at the force behind this header by Margarita. That header is nothing but a goal for Costa Rica. They would tie it up 1-1 there in the 75th minute, and they would not be done. Goal differential could have sent them on. Here you have the shot from distance. No danger there for Quinones. Herrera kept off the score sheet 2 games in a row, a rarity, but here the scoop pass finding Solano. Solano brings it to her right, and just a thing of perfection on that goal from Solano. Back-to-back game-winning goals for Marian Solano. just brings it to her right foot. Nothing Quinones can do about this. Creates a little bit of space that she needs to get that shot off. Here is a great angle. Look at that ball bend in to the corner, and the game-winning goal coming in the 89th minute. And Costa Rica would advance on the 2-1 victory to the championship May 24th through June 3rd. Just look at the effort by Costa Rica, not giving up, fighting back, first time trailing in qualification play to get the top of the group. Perfection for Las Ticas, 12 points, 4 wins. Guatemala in that second place. Nicaragua still a play. They will take on St. Lucia. That will be at 9 p.m. But Costa Rica takes Group F with a 2-1 victory over Guatemala. For this Concacaf crew, I'm Josh Tolsane. We'll see you again very soon.
Il y a un beau problème.